Formula 1 has always been trying to go greener and cleaner. In 2022, they made it mandatory for all cars to use a blend of fuel that is known as E10. This consists of 90% petroleum and 10% ethanol. However, it has a larger impact on most teams than they thought it would. So hello and welcome to Fervent Motorsports. Today we're going to take you through the E10 fuel. E10 is a mix of petrol and ethanol. The ethanol is usually sourced from biodegradable waste, so that makes it environmentally friendly. However, the fuel does have an impact on performance. In a test, it was found that the E10 fuel caused a loss of about 20 horsepower in a Formula 1 engine. So teams would have to work around the fuel instead of working around the engine. The engine had to be redesigned in some places to take into account the heavier fuel. But before the season even started, teams were wary of the challenges that this posed. Mercedes engineer Hywell Thomas explained just how massive of a change it was. He said, "The change this year to the E10 fuel is probably the largest regulation change we have had since 2014. So it was a sizable undertaking to make sure that we really developed that fuel, and shouldn't be underestimated how much work that took." This is exactly why Formula 1 teams have chemical partners. You've heard of Mercedes and Petronas, you've heard of Red Bull and ExxonMobil, and Ferrari has Shell. According to Carlos Sainz, Shell managed to recover about 20 horsepower that was lost in translation. He said, "This season it was mandatory to race with a 10% bioethanol fuel. Looking at this season, I think it gave us an advantage that Shell is so strong with creating a fuel with 10% bioethanol. They have experience with it and have worked hard in recent years to create the highest quality version. Because they have created an excellent product, as a driver the difference from last year was not noticeable. This is because they have worked hard in the last few years on the project with 10% bioethanol, and they will do the same with creating 100% sustainable fuel in 2026. The Ferrari-Shell partnership has been present for like 70 years. In the earlier Formula 1 seasons, teams had to work with a petroleum partner because they could not use regular fuel on their Formula 1 cars. By 2026, Formula 1 plans to use 100% sustainable fuel for their cars. This is obviously with the aim of making the sport as green as possible, but that does not mean that the power will be reduced. For example, the Koenigsegg Agera R. You've already heard about this monster of a car, but in case you haven't, it's made in Sweden and costs you about 12 crores if you want to get it to India. So if you fill this car with 95 rated high octane fuel, it produces 900 horsepower, which is crazy. But if you fill it with E85 fuel, which is 85% ethanol, the power shoots up to 1115. So yes, Formula 1 cars might definitely get faster with cleaner fuel. So thank you for watching this video by us here at Fervent Motorsports. In case you like it, remember to subscribe, and as always, stay tuned as we get you the best of motorsport news.